The book of Second Ezra, chapter 5, beginning at verse 1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. And the land that thou seest now have to have root shalt thou see wasted suddenly. Skipping to verse 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and minstrels women shall bring forth monsters, and shall be salt of Salakia. Verse 9. And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into a secret chamber. Because it talks about in the book of Amos chapter 8 about how it'll be a famine of the word, not a famine of bread, but famine of understanding of what's going on. Verse 10, and shall be sought of many, and yet because people are going to be seeking for answers, but the Lord, because we in a grace period, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and inconsistency be multiplied upon the earth. And inconsistency meaning basically lawlessness. Book of Matthew, chapter 24. Slovakia. Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity, meaning the sin upon sin, shall abound, meaning shall increase, the love of many shall wax cold. I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to call Loyam La Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwat and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say Shalom. Brother Yahweh Sap out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And my basically, I got a quick lesson I wanted to get in about an article I seen on my news break, but I had to go find the article. It says Miami Beach declares a state of emergency after recent spring break violence. Right now, you got spring break going on in the country, and for a lot of these schools, these colleges, and they say violence is up. When you go into the month of March, March is named after or it's basically named after the Roman god Mars, or Ares, the Greek god Ares, which is the same deity, just different nations called him different names. And when you go into like they talk about the Theodore War, that's why this thing with Putin and Ukraine all jade off in the month of March. You got March Madness, soldiers or army marching. So it says, and with this, violence is going to increase in the earth. It says the city of Miami Beach has declared a state of emergency in addition to implementing an upcoming curfew in order to curb violence across the city this spring break. The move from officials comes after shootings this past weekend wounded 5 people. During a news conference Monday with the Miami Beach Police Department and other city officials, Mayor Dan Gilbert said that tourists had created an unacceptable atmosphere across the city and that the city was way past its endpoint. The mayor emphasized that he, along with city officials, don't ask for a spring break to come to Miami Beach, but simply endure it. And I think this happened last year as well when they lifted the lockdowns, and you had all the different Jakes traveling to Miami Beach from New York, Chicago, all these different states, and he was talking about it was a lot of tourism and a lot of like drinking and whatnot, but because of the fact that crime has increased in the earth, in the country, because of You know, just because of the times, literally, literally, but like this is a sign of the times, and this is going to do nothing but increase. It says simply, and and the thing is this, that's a part of that culture because that fuels their economy. You know, you know, Miami has a certain atmosphere. You got these people that live in different states like Chicago, New York, not California, Cleveland, like the Midwestern states. They people like to go to those states to enjoy themselves. That's why they say after working so many years, when people retire, they like to move down to Miami. That's like a symbol of making it. But now, because of the way the world is, the state of the economy and whatnot, that tourist attraction, which generates a lot of revenue for for their economy, is actually like a death trap. Because, like I said, you hear what they're saying, a number of shootings, and shootings is up in a lot of major cities. Um, it says, I mean, like I believe they said, a lot of cities basically um, this year basically had record highs in their murder rates. It says the newly implemented emergency order will allow for Miami Beach's city manager Alina Hudick to institute a curfew. Effective Thursday, starting at 12:01, a midnight curfew will go into effect and remain until 6 a.m. on March 28th. So basically, they creating a curfew because of all the people down there from spring break. And but eventually it's going to be a curfew period. Because of the way that this NWO is being implemented slowly but surely, and we're in an NWO, believe it or not. So with the uptick in crime, because like I said again, the scriptures talk about iniquity abounding, so the love of many shall wax cold. Because the iniquity has abound, and the love of many waxing cold. Um, Violence is going to increase in the earth, and it's going to lead to that second Ezra's. You know, basically, I'm just going to end it with this: the second Ezra's. Um, for second Ezra 15:15, for the sword and destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and, and swords in their hands, because people gonna be fighting for resources and goods. Skipping to verse 18, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Verse 19, and a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, because of the fact that these amendments, meaning these scourges, these punishments are being sent for amendment for the people to change their ways, but people ain't gonna change their ways because it's already written. So again, expect more violence in the earth, especially in these Babylonian cities. Especially, like I said, you got a lot of have-nots, that's gonna start taking from those that have. So if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole, Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, or be destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to call lawyer, La Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Rachakados Patah. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone, who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth. I should be truthful, faith, and sincerity, as well as risking their lives and freedom of person. Now, more so, Shalom to the Aqua, to the Akim,